Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Episode 3. What happened last time?
Last time, I forget what the guy's name was, but now he's a rock.
And now he is the Angelo Stone, a lover's makeout spot in the city in the town of Morio.
Nice.
Yeah. How are you liking it so far? How do you like the first little stand battle?
Pretty good. I'm liking the stands better this time. We haven't seen very many, but it's promising to see that at least our main character has something very specific. We were talking the other day about how Star Platinum was kind of just literally anything he needed to be.
Yeah.
Super fast, super precise, could fucking extend his finger like a
super
million
lungs.
Like, yeah, he could do pretty much anything. And it's fine to be able to have whatever outcome you want as an author, but with the very specifics, I forget what his name's like, Crazy Diamond?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the stand. Okay. So with Crazy Diamond's
healing
abilities, it's like healing, but also just like being able to manipulate the sort of the composition of something. And it allows for different things to happen and crazy moves and like totally unpredictable solutions to things, but they all have to sort of fall within the realm of he can take something apart and put it back together or change things around. So yeah. I just like that there's kind of that rule and it can sort of stray around. He can also be strong and do other stuff too, but just that there's the main ability is very specific and
has very specific limitations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we saw already he can't bring people back from the dead.
He can't
heal himself.
Also, you like how it's a big meme that like Jotaro is the one saying that like no stand has the power to bring people back from death. Meanwhile, he literally did that to Joseph at the end of part 3 by restarting his heart.
Well, that was more of like a medical.
Yeah, it is different, but we saw Joseph's soul leave his body and say, "Jotaro, you got this shit. Don't worry about it." He was dead. Like it's just funny that it's coming from Jotaro's mouth after that.
I bet he did that on purpose.
I think he did do that. I think Araki probably did do that on purpose because it is important. Like the whole there's a clear shift from part 3. We'll get started in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. But I just want to say that you're right. We talked about this earlier off camera, but there was a clear shift that this is something I didn't say from like the first 3 parts to now. Part 1 was very classical, historical like setup. And then parts 2 and 3 were basically Indiana Jones ripoffs. Even the title font for the series is the Indiana Jones font. Yeah. And if Indiana Jones, Jojo, Jones, like it's a clear like traveling the world. And also Jonathan was an archaeologist. That was his main thing. And there's the stone mask, this old ancient artifact. Like it's heavy inspiration, and that's no surprise to anybody who knows Araki's taste and everything. But there's a clear shift from the first 3 parts to now, where now they're not exploring. They're actually in a very specific Japanese town. We're not going off into England or Egypt or Germany or Mexico or wherever the fuck. We're in Japan, and it's not about like an ancient, like all this other weird shit, vampires and stuff. Clear shift, and there's a clear shift in the setting of the rules and stuff, like you said, and it's really refreshing. It
just already feels more grounded and more like anything can happen, but within the confines of
the woods,
the world that is kind of set up here. Not like in part 3 where whatever was gonna happen and the characters were gonna suffer because they weren't like laid out enough to be able to have something to deal with it. It was all about the enemy stand, and the main characters were just basically there to serve the enemy of the weak. In this one, I'm hoping, it seems like it, and then I'm hoping going forward, since Josuke is just a stronger character, and also Jotaro already seems like more of a person, whereas before he just seemed like
Yeah, just what, you know, cool,
like,
stoic guy
yeah.
who is just
Which is
the main
fine,
character.
but not great for a main character. And then there was just too many characters that they couldn't all be.
Yeah.
Well, they could have
Polnareff
been.
was the main character of part 3, as we all know, and that kind of character seems to be what Araki likes as the main guy, pretty much. Like Josuke's a lot more like Polnareff than he is like Jotaro from part 3. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a lot of stuff. But all to say, good start so far.
Strong start. I really hope it continues. It doesn't have to be as, like, strong. It doesn't have to live up. I don't have crazy expectations put on it, but I just hope that the things that I like about this are at least present throughout and they don't get overtaken by any of the stuff that I didn't like about part 3.
We shall see. Leave a like, subscribe. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. Check out Patreon to get a week ahead on this show and many others. And you like they're doing that thing where they point to the sky, like Jonathan did in the first OP.
Oh.
He did the same shit
I've also been listening to this song, like,
every
all the
day.
time. I forget the short guy's name.
Koichi.
I like how everyone else poses and their stand comes out and he just posed and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So every time I see them, I hate the little, like, the back of their hair.
The little.
帰国が当分先だ。まだ調査中になっていた例の写真、そいつをこっちに届く。ああ、10年前。頼む。
I love how they use this sound, like, the, like, slowed down violin stuff.
Yeah.
俺はおめえの父ヨブチ殺し、もし俺を殺したら、おめえも俺と同じ呪われたと。人を気安く。誰ももうおめえを死刑にはし、もうおめえを死刑にはしない。刑務所に入ることも任せるぞ。
Back in my day, we used to retire all of our enemies. That other guy.
Did he say that last
I
time?
don't think so. School uniform.
Gave you this power. That would be the ultimate stand power. To be able to give other people stands.
Angelo それがどうしてスタンド能力を手に入れたのかが謎だった。与えられる人間がいるとしたら恐ろしいよな。いい。あれは去年、つまり1900期刑執行の半月ほど前の夜。
Because remember they killed him, but he survived.
物音一つしない静かな夜でよ。でもその時だ。俺しかいないはずの薄暗い独房の中によ。学生服の男が。どこから入った？とてつもなく古い弓矢だった。
He's being very specific with this. I like it.
My balls crawled right back up into my body.
That's kind of cool. Kill them.
Basically, yeah.
Great.
Dio. Is it just playing Dio's theme? It is.
This.
Aqua necklace. Aqua, like.
No. Stupid hair.
He lives in town. Dun, 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 dun. Stan got I guess he did kill him.
Wow. Oh,
Or
I think he just like fully fused him
yeah.
to the rock. Yeah. You have absolutely no idea. But
In fact, that man who fought him is now my stand. Theoretically.
it would be interesting if all like a bunch of the stand users were like made by the guy who could give out stands and would explain why there was just so many random guys with
Bullshit,
stands.
yeah, random dudes. Koichi at the library. Ooh, this episode's starting off really spicy.
Holy.
そのうち45人が少年少女日本の同等の町の平均と比べて7、8倍。その上、ジョウスケ君のおじいさんまで。おいち、放課後まで勉強か。帰ろうぜ。よかった。ジョウスケ君。
Look at this landscape.
That's nice.
The record scratch, like a
that.
turntable. Straight up 90s. Angelo walking right past.
Angelo. 俺っけ？まあ、最初はこんな風じゃ。Angelo.
You hear him? He's like, It's so funny because like you can imagine kids like 20 years from now doing the same shit. Like it's just a tradition to say hello to the rock. It's,
He's just in there like.
and he's just permanently there forever.
I like that. Actually, that's a really good punishment.
Isn't
for
that
him.
great?
The sketchy wrecked building.
Abandoned house. It looks really nice. Like maybe it was once really nice.
You should be more specific. You need to say, there's a creepy man with a candle standing in the window looking ominously down at us. That might, like...
Raise a few more alarms, yeah.
Yeah.
Kawaii.
Ah! Do something.
Wait, I need to pause. Morio landmark number 1. Yeah, see, these are some of the credit things. Morio landmark number 1, the Angelo Stone. Location 1 minute's walk from Morio's Jozenji Street bus stop number 3. The Angelo Stone is a famous landmark where lovers are known to meet. The residents of Morio are fond of it, despite its unsettling appearance. That was the same text before,
Yeah.
but it's just, I love that.
It's funny.
And we hear more, there's more and more of that as it goes on.
It was a stroke.
He doesn't look vaguely Japanese to you, and young.
doesn't look
look
younger
30
than
years younger.
20 years after you saw him before.
She thinks he came to see her after her dad died. You're way hotter. What's that?
スピードワゴン財団がエジプトで入手した魔女エンヤバーの資料。こ
Oh.
のエンヤバーが手にしているのも弓と矢だ。にその能力を与える。
So it was just a magic like item.
Yeah, it wasn't a stand. It was an item.
いや、俺の親父が買った家だ。妙二度とな。んなことなせと言ってるだけだ。来るぜ。おいおい。
So just gonna give this guy a stand like right now.
対面の人間にてめえの口を聞けなくする方法ならし。何？兄貴。なぜ矢で射抜いたか聞きたい。奴が東方丈介。こいつがアンジェロを倒したやつだということは、俺だ。スタンドつけなのか。奥安よ。東方丈介を消せ。ひょっとしたらそいつのスタンド使いになって理由どうやらダメだな。そいつ。
Oh boy.
Well, he's not dead yet, so.
HANDO. Apparently his stand's really badass. Holy shit.
Shit.
You like the film grain on
I
everything?
do. His stand is called the Hand. Everyone's hyping it up. Something's telling me his hand is dangerous. He just erased shit from existence with his hand.
Correctamundo.
That's pretty cool. No, I understand why the other guy was telling him to be careful with it. If you just accidentally touch the wrong thing, you're totally fucked.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a super powerful ability.
That's really good, yeah. Once again, very, very specific.
Yes.
But it, like, super overpowered.
If used correctly, yeah. Woo, the animation. Flower pot bullets. Nice. Great.
It's a really good stand.
Say no.
No!
Oh, fuck.
矢は大切なもので一手の大切な目的集しないとな。
You could have just pulled it out.
この弓と矢がディオからスタンドの間違いない。あのザワシを何者かがこの弓と矢を手に入れ、スタンド使いをファイトこの弓と矢を破壊しなくてはいけない以上の悪党だ。ザ・ワールド以上のスタンド能力を。
The other guy had billion and then he has trillion.
I love the little there's like a lot of foreshadowing in this about the town and about like different areas and everything. Like, see, there's their house, and I think Josuke's house is over here. Angelo's stone, obviously. What do you think of that episode?
I like that they just like set up a bunch of stuff, connected it back to previous stuff. But I do one thing that I do really like about it is I ended up liking that the bow wasn't like a person's stand ability, it was just an item. And therefore they could bring it back to that and sort of explain like how Dio got the stand and possibly how most of those people got their stands, other than the few that were born with it. And why they were all like evil and working for Dio and stuff, because as we've seen, it's like it works better on evil people, basically. So that's pretty cool. But what I like about it not being the same person doing that is because it allows it to still be its own separate thing.
Yeah,
there's
it
no
can feel more fresh.
Enya's dead. She was using it before, and now it's totally new and separate. You know, I just think that still like tying it in and like acknowledging that Dio and like all that other shit happened, but keeping it separate. So I think that was a really good choice.
Yeah.
And
we have
I like how we got the whole end story of the stone there, and then they just
added in.
They added like a bunch more stuff.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Pretty awesome.
And then this scene as well, where
With
she thought it was
Jotaro and-
Joseph, even though he's about 20 years younger than Joseph was.
And is clearly
No,
half
like,
Japanese.
like even when she met
Yeah,
him.
exactly, yeah. He was, like,
it's-
62.
So at this point, yeah, he's literally his grandson.
Yeah.
And she's like,
He's
oh, it's
28,
you."
by the way. Like,
I know. So it's so bad. Yeah, not quite sure about the mom there. She just seemed kind of like, okay, all right.
what do you think of the Nijimura brothers?
The hand is not a good opponent.
Yeah, super.
Yeah, like
Powerful.
I said during the episode, super overpowered, but kind of only at one thing.
Yeah.
So it's really good if he knows how to use it, like the ability to erase the space between people.
Yeah.
That, I imagine if this was like another thing and he had just learned about this power, he wouldn't have known how to do that for a while or whatever. And that's like, once he got used to it, then he found out he could erase the space in between. So I think that's cool. Yeah. And then we haven't seen what the other brother's stand is, because he's just been holding the bow, and he freaking shot
Koichi.
But he just shot him, and now
Right in the neck.
It doesn't look like he's gonna have a stand or anything. So I guess we'll see if he can get saved. I hope so. Could you imagine if they like have him in the opening, they have him in the ending, everything, but they just killed him off in the 3rd episode? I kind of wouldn't doubt it with this thing, but yeah.
We shall see in the next episode of Jojo. Hope you leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.